He walked into the mall like every other teen, just a black boy in a hoodie, headphones on, eyes wide with excitement. His name was Malik, 17 years old, good grades, good heart, raised by a single mom who worked two jobs just to keep food on the table. That Saturday, Malik came to the mall just to look around. He didn't have much money, just a few coins in his pocket and his phone, but he loved watching new shoes, new phones, new tech. The mall was full. It was loud. People laughing, music playing, kids running around. No one paid much attention to him at first. But then, something changed. It started when he stepped into a tech store. He saw a pair of wireless earbuds on display. Sleek, black, shiny. He picked one up just to read the label. That was when a white woman in a yellow dress turned sharply. Her eyes locked on him. She stared at him for 5 seconds too long. Malik felt it. That look, the one black boys know too well. Like they've already been judged. He smiled politely, put the item back, walked away. But she didn't stop watching. He moved to the next store, then the food court, grabbed a bottle of soda, paid for it, sat down, checked his phone. That's when mall security approached him. 2 men, one white, one black, tall, serious faces. "Excuse me, sir. May we speak to you for a moment?" Malik stood, confused. "Yes, what happened?" he asked. "Please come with us. We need to check something." People were already staring. Whispers, phones out, some recording. He followed them quietly, taken through a back door, into a small white room with a table, 2 chairs, and a security camera in the corner. One of the guards stepped out. The other stayed with him. "What's going on?" Malik asked again. The door opened. A third man walked in, the mall manager, older, white, thin glasses, cold eyes. He dropped something on the table. It was the same wireless earbuds from the tech store. "We have reason to believe you stole this," the manager said. Malik's heart dropped. "What? I didn't steal anything." But the manager didn't blink. "A customer said they saw you slip this into your hoodie pocket. We take theft very seriously." Malik stood up. "I didn't take anything. You can check me. You can check the cameras." They didn't answer. Instead, they told him to empty his pockets. Malik slowly pulled out everything he had. A pack of chewing gum, his phone, some coins, a receipt from the soda he bought. No earbuds, no hidden items, nothing that matched what they were accusing him of. The guard looked through it all, then turned to the manager. "He doesn't have it," he said. The manager folded his arms. He could have hidden it somewhere else. Maybe he passed it to someone, or maybe he dumped it before we stopped him. Malik's voice shook. "I didn't steal anything. Zoc, I don't even have money to buy those earbuds, but I didn't take them either. Please, check the cameras." The room went silent. The black security guard looked uneasy. He glanced at Malik, then at the manager. "We can check the footage, sir," he said. The manager hesitated. "Fine, but if we find out you're lying, there will be consequences." Malik sat back down. His heart beat faster, not because he was guilty, but because he knew they didn't believe him, and because he had seen this kind of thing happen before, to boys who looked like him. He thought about his mother. What would she do if she got a call from the police? What if they banned him from the mall? What if they put his face on social media and called him a thief? His future could be ruined in a single hour. The guard left the room to review the camera footage. Malik waited in silence. The manager stood by the wall with his arms crossed. The second security guard leaned against the door, saying nothing, just watching. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. The door finally opened. The black guard came back inside. He didn't look angry. He didn't look confused. He looked shocked. "We saw the tape," he said. The manager stepped forward. "And?" The guard looked at Malik, then at the manager. "He didn't take it." "What do you mean?" the manager asked. "I mean, he never touched it again after putting it back on the shelf. He left the store, walked out empty-handed." The manager frowned, but the woman said, "There's more," the guard interrupted. "The cameras show something else. After Malik left the shelf, a woman in a yellow dress walked over, picked up the same item, then followed him through the mall. You can clearly see her slip the earbuds into his hoodie pocket while he was looking at phone cases." Malik blinked, stunned. "She planted it on me?" The guard nodded. "Yes, she planted it." The room fell completely silent. The manager didn't speak. The guard by the door looked at Malik, then slowly looked away. Malik was still sitting down, but now his fists were clenched on his lap. He wasn't just scared anymore. He was angry. I told you, Malik said quietly. I told you I didn't take anything. The black security guard cleared his throat. We have the footage saved. You can see everything clearly. She reached into her purse, pulled out the box, walked behind him, and slipped it into his hoodie. Then she left. Malik stood up. So what happens now? The manager rubbed his face. We'll contact the police. She'll be reported for false accusation and theft. But Malik didn't relax. Will I get an apology? He asked. The room went quiet again. The manager looked uncomfortable. Let's not make this a bigger issue. You're free to go. Malik didn't move. Is that it? He said. You all grabbed me in public. You made me empty my pockets like a criminal. People recorded me. Some of them probably posted it online. Do you know what this could have done to me? The black guard looked at him, guilt in his eyes. You're right, and I'm sorry, Malik. I should have spoken up earlier. Something didn't feel right, but I stayed quiet. Malik looked down. He didn't know what to feel. Relief? Anger? Shame? He turned to the manager. You didn't even listen to me. You believed her without checking anything. The manager didn't respond. Malik walked out of the room. As he stepped back into the mall, he could feel people looking at him. Whispers. Judging. They didn't know what had happened inside that room. They only saw a black boy being taken away by security. He pulled out his phone and called his mother. His voice shook. Mom, he said, can you come pick me up? He walked toward the entrance, trying not to cry. Meanwhile, back in the security room, the guard replayed the footage again. The woman in yellow, the quick movement, the smirk on her face when she walked away. He saved the footage and backed it up, because something told him this wasn't just about one boy and one woman. This was about how easy it was to accuse someone who looked like Malik, and how close the world came to ruining an innocent life. Malik sat in the back seat of his mom's car, staring out the window in silence. His mom kept glancing at him, worry all over her face. What happened, baby? You said security took you. Are you okay? He didn't speak right away. His voice felt heavy. They said I stole something. I didn't. A woman, she put something in my hoodie when I wasn't looking. The cameras proved it. They let me go. His mom gripped the steering wheel tighter. Her jaw clenched. They did what? He finally turned to look at her. They made me empty my pockets in front of them like I was a thief. People were watching, recording me, all because I'm black. She pulled over, looked at him, her eyes full of pain. I'm so sorry, Malik. I've always told you the world isn't fair, but I didn't think it would happen to you this soon. Not like this. I didn't do anything, Mom, he whispered. I know, she said. I know. They drove home slowly, quietly. Malik didn't eat dinner that night. He just went to his room and lay on his bed. He stared at the ceiling, wondering how many people had seen those videos online. How many now thought he was a thief? He opened his phone, searched his name on social media. Nothing yet. But a video from the mall was already being shared. No names. Just a caption. Teen caught stealing at the mall today. It had over 2,000 views already. Malik's heart sank. There was no mention of what really happened. No truth. Just a clip of him being taken by security. The next day, the video was on more pages. People were tagging friends, laughing, making comments. Only one comment stood out. He was innocent. I was there. I saw the video. A white lady planted it on him. The mall security confirmed it. But that comment had only a few likes. The video had thousands. Malik showed it to his mom. We have to do something, she said. This isn't right. He nodded. But he was tired. Tired of proving he was innocent. Tired of being seen as a suspect. Tired of the world. But something inside him also refused to stay silent. That night, he opened his camera, sat up straight, pressed record. My name is Malik. I'm 17. I didn't steal anything, but someone made the world believe I did. And for the first time, he told his story himself. Malik posted the video the same night. Just under 3 minutes. No fancy edits, no background music, just his voice. Calm, clear, hurt. He explained what happened from start to finish. The earbuds, the woman in yellow, the false accusation, the security room, the footage that cleared his name. He didn't shout, he didn't cry, he just told the truth. By morning, his video had over 10,000 views. Comments started rolling in. I'm so sorry this happened to you. This is why we say racism still exists. We need to find that woman and hold her accountable. You handled this with so much strength, Malik. People began tagging local news pages. Some reached out, asking if they could share his story. By noon, one news reporter contacted his mom. They wanted to interview Malik on their evening segment. Malik agreed. That evening, he sat in their small living room, a reporter sitting across from him, a camera set up by the couch. His mom watched quietly from the hallway. The reporter asked, "Why did you decide to speak out?" Malik answered, "Because if I didn't, they'd keep telling the wrong version of the story. I didn't want the lie to be louder than the truth." His voice was still calm, but firm. The reporter leaned in. "Do you think what happened to you was about race?" Malik didn't hesitate. "Yes. If I looked different, they would have asked questions first, not assumed the worst." The segment aired that same night. Then the next morning, a local activist shared Malik's video and tagged the mall. By afternoon, the mall had posted a statement. "We are aware of the incident involving a customer falsely accused of theft. After reviewing footage and procedures, we confirm the individual did not commit any wrongdoing. We apologize to the young man and his family for the distress caused." But many said it wasn't enough. Malik read the statement. "They didn't even say my name," he said. "They didn't call me innocent. They just said I didn't commit any wrongdoing. That's not the same." His mom agreed. "We should talk to a lawyer." By the end of the week, more people had shared Malik's video. Other teens spoke up. Some shared their own stories of being followed in stores, searched without reason, treated like criminals because of how they looked. What happened to Malik had happened to many. But this time, someone had proof, and this time, the truth didn't stay buried. Malik didn't expect his story to go so far, but by the end of the week, it had been shared by celebrities, news outlets, and even teachers at his school. Some people recognized him on the street. A few strangers walked up and said, "I saw your video. You're brave." But not everyone was kind. Some people commented, "Maybe you did look suspicious." Others said, "Stop playing the race card." Some even messaged him directly saying, "Next time, don't wear a hoodie." Malik read those messages in silence. Then he turned off his phone. But his mom saw what was happening. She walked into his room and sat beside him. "People will say all kinds of things," she said, "but don't let them take your truth from you." Malik nodded. The mall eventually released the CCTV footage, not to the public, but to the police. The woman in yellow was identified. She was a regular shopper, middle-aged, lived 10 minutes away. When the news broke that she had been arrested for filing a false report and tampering with evidence, the public reaction was explosive. How can someone do that to a child? She should face serious charges. Imagine if there were no cameras. Malik watched the coverage. His hands shook a little. Not out of fear, out of disbelief. This woman had nearly destroyed his life. And for what? The police confirmed that she had a history of making complaints in stores. Always about young black customers. Always vague. Always suspicious behavior. But this time, she took it further. This time, she crossed a line. The store released a personal apology. The manager resigned quietly 2 weeks later, and the mall began retraining all their staff on how to handle accusations and bias. Malik was invited to speak at a local youth panel. He shared his experience. Not to blame, but to teach. "I was lucky," he told the audience. "There were cameras. There was proof. But some kids don't get that chance. Sometimes the lie wins. That's why we have to speak up." People clapped. Some cried. After the event, a little boy walked up to him. He looked about 10. Brown skin, big eyes, nervous. "Are you the guy from the video?" Malik smiled. "Yeah, that's me." The boy smiled back. "You made me feel brave." Malik blinked. His voice caught in his throat. "Thank you," he said. "That means everything." Malik's life didn't go back to normal. But something new began. He was no longer just the boy who was almost arrested. He became the boy who stood up. The boy who told the truth when the world was ready to believe a lie. The boy who refused to stay silent, even when the silence might have been easier. Months later, he got invited to speak at schools, community centers, and even legal forums. People wanted to hear how a 17-year-old handled something that would have broken many adults. But Malik never let it make him arrogant. He stayed humble, grounded, because he remembered that feeling. Sitting in that small white room, accused of something he didn't do, knowing the world saw his skin first and not his heart. He remembered how quickly it could have gone wrong. But more than anything, he remembered that one moment when he picked up his phone, pressed record, and chose to speak, not just for himself, but for every young black boy who had been seen as a suspect before they were seen as a person. His story sparked change. The mall restructured its policies. The woman faced justice. The security guard who stood by and later apologized began training others on racial bias. And students at Malik's school formed a club called Stand Up, focused on fighting stereotypes and helping youth know their rights. Malik's name was cleared, but more importantly, his voice was heard. And for every kid like Malik, that voice echoed louder than any false accusation could ever reach. Because truth doesn't whisper, it speaks. And when it's spoken with courage like Malik did, it can shake the world.